insane. Oh, they reunite. Bro, look at this thing! Before we continue with today's video, I'd like to shout out the sponsor, Simply Carbon Fiber. For all the OG fans, this is not the first time you guys hear about Simply Carbon Fiber, and that's because they're one of my favorite long-term sponsors, and I absolutely love their products, and you guys already know that I'm addicted to carbon fiber, as you can see from all the toys I have. Simply Carbon Fiber has a ton of beautiful accessories like these carbon fiber wallets, come in forged and tool carbon fiber, holds up to 6 cards, your cash in the back. But some of my favorite products, they're brand new luggage cases. Absolutely obsessed with those. I already have taken them on some trips and everyone's obsessed with them. Some of my other favorite products that I use on my daily basis are their carbon fiber phone cases, also available in forged carbon, twill, and colored forged carbon and colored twill. So they have a ton of options for you guys. But no, their catalog doesn't stop there. They also have sunglasses, watches, and a ton of fun accessories, including carbon fiber license plate frames for both your car and your motorcycle. So what are you guys waiting for? Go click the link down description below, get yourself a little discount, treat yourself for some awesome carbon fiber products. And now back to the video. That is a slightly concerning start to the video. As soon as I get on the freeway, there's a moto cop pulling over a car. I clutched the bike right in. I was like, you know, we're trying to be all calculated this ride. This is going to be an exciting one. I think I'm going to split this into 2 videos, but what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. The vibes are high today. I'm excited for this. I hope everything goes well and smooth, because right now we are on the way to meet up with the Koenigsegg Agera RS, the one where I took this bike way back when I almost first got it, my first year of getting this bike, and kind of snuck it into this like insane, one of the craziest hypercar meets I've ever seen in my life. And I've been to a lot of them. And yeah, that's like my most viral video, and it just happened by chance that we left at the same time as that car when it was leaving, and it was just pure madness. I was revving, that car revved a little bit, the Bugattis were revving, and it was just like pure madness and chaos, and it was just so awesome and so amazing. And that's the world record holding Koenigsegg at the time, top speed world record, which is 277 miles an hour. If you guys don't know, the H2R at the time, I think till now it still holds the world record for the top speed from a production motorcycle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. There are some people that might say it's like, I don't know, I think I made a video of, you know, like this is the world fastest bike and whatever. Some people are like the Dodge Tomahawk or something like that. That's not a production bike. We're talking about production vehicles, you know what I mean? Somebody can build a Busa and make it way faster, or I can build like even the H2R and make it faster. It doesn't count. It needs to be a production bike, like, you know what I mean? It's an OEM bike. Just like cars, you know what I mean? You don't count a 3,000, 5,000 horsepower GT-R or a Viper and call it the fastest car. That's highly modified. It's a custom job. It's not the same. We're talking about semi-stock and maybe bolt-on mods, you know what I mean, like an exhaust and a tune, like basic stuff, but mainly it's the machine, just unrestricted. So that Koenigsegg RS is the world record until, you know, then the Bugatti Chiron and of course all the new Koenigsegg and all that beat it. By the time that was the exact world record car, and this H2R, it might be not the exact H2R, but this is an H2R, which does hold the world record. I think it's like 0 to 250 miles an hour in like a little over 20 seconds or something like that, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted an H2R, why I got into motorcycles, riding and all that stuff. And you know, I was so obsessed with these machines because I'm like, I can't believe that, you know, that's achievable with a vehicle that doesn't cost millions of dollars. So that's what got me so obsessed with it and all that, and here we are now. So it's definitely a surreal moment, you know, like doing this shoot, and hopefully everything is good. But we're going to that meet spot. We got also a couple of buddies with a roller car, so we're going to be capturing not only videos but pictures as well. We have someone shooting pictures, we have someone shooting videos, so that's going to be an insane video. And I don't want to make that video too long, so that video is going to start as soon as we start. Pretty much like we meet up and we start that ride with the Koenigsegg and all of that. But you know, I am still riding the H2R right now, so I still wanted to just kind of cruise and chat with you guys. And since I'm taking this thing out on the road, I definitely want to do a couple like top speed tests with it here and there. I don't know if we'll be doing that like today. I want to do it like more planned. But at the end of the day, I want to do that because I'm not sure about the front rotor, and it's not because of any of you guys. Like 90% of the population look, oh, that's so dangerous, it's so stupid. Bro, if you think about it, riding a motorcycle is dangerous and stupid. You know what I mean? Am I making it more dangerous and stupid? Sure, but you can argue that like, hey, riding a 300cc is dangerous and stupid. Riding a 1000cc is even more dangerous and stupid. So it just levels to the game. It's whatever you're comfortable with. For me, because I have engine braking, I have my rear brake, and I still have half of my frets, and this is not a Canyon nor a track bike by any means. Using my one rotor isn't that bad at all for me. Sure, yeah, like more stopping power would be good, but I know how to like control this machine, and I can account for the fact that I'm missing more braking. You know what I mean? It's exactly like, for example, using my H2, because my H2 is my heaviest bike, with just the stock 2 rotors on it, and then jumping on my HP4 Race, which is literally about 150 pounds lighter, and it has World Superbike calipers, rotors, and massive cylinders. The difference between my H2 to my HP4 Race in braking power is the same as, actually I would say even more crazy of a gap, instead of like comparing it to the H2R with 2 rotors versus the H2R with 1 rotor. So that's what I'm saying. It's just levels of how much braking you have, and you just gotta account for it in your head. You can't. That's the thing about riding a lot of different bikes. It's really hard to push all these bikes to their limits, because you know, like, you get used to a bike and you get used to these limits on how this specific bike handles. So it's hard to go back and forth and be like, okay, this bike is like this bike is like that. Each bike has different limits, different like feel and type of stuff. So no matter what we're doing, it's just better to ride more safely and pretty far from the limits. And every time you guys see me out on the road, I'm not even close to pushing limits. I ride like about 50, sometimes 60%, you know, of what I can be doing. So everything is just like chill, controlled, and I don't do anything like crazy at all anymore. You know what I mean? I'm riding, for my level of riding, I'm riding safe. And I know that might be very different, because obviously if I ride with a person that just started riding versus someone that just got a leader bike, they probably, my cruising right now, or like just doing anything, they're probably like, holy, you're going like crazy. And I'm like, not really. I'm not even like thinking about it, because this is so normal to me. So that's what I'm saying. It's just like, what you guys see is just dependent on your level, versus if a professional, you know, rider rides with me that does like canyons, and he's a professional and he races, and if we ride together, he's gonna be like, oh, you're like super chill and you don't even like ride hard, because I don't, because his level, riding hard, is a whole different meaning. So just want to address all the, I'm not gonna be soft, all the pussies pretty much that are like all afraid of like, oh, this is so stupid, you're losing half your braking. No shit, Sherlock, I know that, but I can't account for that. And ride accordingly. You know what I mean? Now that I have the missing brake, I'm gonna brake earlier. I'm not gonna be as hot on the brake, so I don't get as many hot spots on that one rotor. And also the plan is, if I do keep the single rotor, the plan is to replace that one rotor with a ceramic rotor, because having two ceramic rotors on the front for the purpose of weight savings is not productive at all, because they're not going to get up to temperature. You need those like carbon ceramic rotors on the track for them to actually get up to temperature and be actually useful. If they're not up to temperature, it's kind of like slicks. They're actually worse than, you know, your regular steel rotors. So having two is not actually good for braking. Will it be huge on weight savings? Sure, 100%. But now that we're thinking about it, if you have only one rotor, that rotor is going to get a lot hotter, a lot faster. Therefore, having only one ceramic rotor is going to help it, you know, heat up faster, and therefore making it more effective. And I'm going to like insanely have massive weight savings in my front rotors. And like we said, that's rotational mass. So whenever you save in rotational mass, it's a huge, huge difference. So that being said, I'm not 100% sure about the look. So maybe if I still do the one rotor, ceramic rotor vibe, I know I said that mainly I wanted to do it to show those beautiful forged carbon wheels on here, the green carbon wheels. But at the same time, why is that car like behind me the whole time? I went on the slow lane, okay, I went on the slow lane too. I don't like when cars kind of like try to tailgate me. I'm just cruising, bro, I'm not trying to lose you. Anyways, I'm thinking, like I was saying, I mainly did that whole one rotor to show those beautiful carbon wheels, and we shaped my titanium bolts and all that, so we'd probably have to get new titanium bolts for wanna, you know, switch it back. But what I'm thinking is get the ceramic rotor, put it on this side of the bike, because that's kind of like the more visible side. So especially if I have a ceramic rotor, I feel like that's somewhat of a showpiece. And plus, some of you guys, the one hate thing about the front rotor that I do a little bit agree with is that you guys are like, oh, it looks like more like a 300cc bike, or, you know, like a beginner bike, because those bikes only come with one rotor because you don't need as much stopping power since they're so light and not powerful at all. So that's why I'm thinking of, to eliminate that kind of look of, you know, it's a 300 or a smaller bike, even though that doesn't make sense because it's an H2R and it's insanely bulky. I still see where you guys are coming from, and maybe then I'll install that ceramic rotor on this side, because that's kind of the exhaust side, that's the side that shows the most, and maybe then you're not going to notice really the other side at all, and then it'll look like it has two rotors and it's going to be a ceramic rotor. So I think that's the route that I want to go with. Or worst case, then maybe if I don't see like much difference in speed and all that with this setup, then we'll just go back to having two rotors and call it a day, and just install the nicer floating rotors that I already have for this thing, and just finally get the calipers for it and all of that. Like I said, there's still a lot of upgrades I would like to do to this thing. It's not done by any means, but you know what I mean, building these bikes is expensive, and especially now that I have like so many vehicles and a lot of high-end vehicles like the Agera and the Super Veloce, all these builds are expensive. And I also recently got into a new hobby, which is all pew pew. If you know, you know. Check out my second channel, it's going to be linked in the description down below. And that's a very expensive hobby, so, you know, unfortunately guys, I do not have a trust fund, and I don't have unlimited money, you know what I mean? I just grind for the things that I want. So yeah, and also make sure you check out Koenigsegg Carbon. That's a new carbon fiber company that we launched. A lot of the carbon, actually no, that's not completely true. Some carbon on the H2R is from Koenigsegg Carbon, because this bike I did make most of the carbon on it by the time we decided to do this. But my H2 on the other hand and the Agera, those have a ton of carbon from my new carbon company, Koenigsegg Carbon, in collaboration with Mali Motorsports. So, you know, they're my partners in this project. And yeah, so I just want you guys to go check it out, get yourself some carbon fiber, mainly for the super bikes. But next up in the future, we're gonna be doing more carbon parts for kind of more I wouldn't call them like your average bikes, but more of the middle class bikes, like the R6, the X6R, you know, the R7 maybe, you know, some of the more common bikes instead of just the crazy super bikes. just a very, very slow pull in third gear. Dude, I definitely feel, it's funny because I thought it would be the other way around, but I definitely feel the bike is so much lighter when I lean this way while missing the rotor. Literally almost unaffected by having the one brake. But I did this pull in 6th gear. If you guys didn't know, when you want to do a top speed run, obviously it's really hard to just do a top speed run only in 6th gear because you need so much real estate to get to that speed. But I kind of just wanted to test right here the boost stems, because obviously, like, if you're not redlining every single gear, you're putting way less pressure on your motorcycle that way, and therefore it's not going to get really hot boost stems like it would if you're redlining every gear. So as you guys saw, that was like a 200 run, and the boost stems were only at 170, which is like really, really good. Yeah, definitely the bike, somebody explained that to me. I know it's some sort of like physics geometry type thing, but the bike definitely, even though I have the rotor on this side, leaning this way feels lighter. Maybe because there's more weight here and there's no weight there to balance it, so like it kind of like the rotor is pulling the bike this way a little bit. Possibly, that's the only thing I can think of. Because I would assume since there's no weight on this side, going this way is lighter, but it's actually the other way around. But no, that does make sense, because this side is heavier, going this side is lighter because it just pulls you that way. Ooh, I forgot that we adjusted the throttle finally on this thing, so there's absolutely no play, and now she feels amazing. Now I just need to fix the braking on it, and it's not by fixing it, just upgrading the braking on it, making it, you know, that much better, and that should... See, this is more of an emergency braking because I thought I'd be going straight, but actually I decided to go this way last minute. And for this scenario, I downshifted, used my front brake, used my rear brake, completely fine, not even close to being uncomfortable and not having enough room to brake. There's the egg. I'll just take the bike right next to the egg. Holy, this is insane. Oh, they reunite. Oh, I love, oh my god, I'm obsessed. If you guys don't know, the Agera RS will forever be my favorite hypercar. There's a lot of crazy hypercars out here, but the Agera RS takes the cake. I actually have a picture on my Instagram. I'll pop it up here. Way back when this car was revealed, and it was an absolute, I was just obsessed. You know what I mean? I just like that it's not common. It was, nobody knew about him at the time, and I was obsessed with it. But look at this duo, man. And this is gonna be the next video for you guys, but holy moly, look at this combo. Alright, you guys, make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and stay tuned, because this is gonna be the next video for you guys. This was a slower one, but this just looks insane. Absolutely insane. I'm obsessed. Best duo in the world. Alright guys, drop a like, subscribe, catch you guys in the next one, and yeah, don't forget to turn on your notification bell, because come on, 277 mile per hour. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is not going to be any normal video. This is going to be such a special video. I mean, do I need to say anything? Look at what we have here. For those that remember this car, this is my biggest video pretty much. You know, I snuck my H2R to like a hypercar meet, and completely by chance, I was leaving the event, and this Koenigsegg, the Agera RS, a world record Agera RS, was leaving at the same time that we were leaving, and just, you know, leaving together, the world's fastest motorcycle, the world fastest hypercar, leaving together at the same time, just pulled an insane crowd, and it was just awesome. And that video will be remembered in history. This thing is such a beautiful car. Like I said, the Agera RS has, I'll pop a picture here again, because I actually have a picture of an Agera RS way back before, like I was literally probably still in high school, I want to say.
and right when the Agera RS were announced, and I was like, oh my god, that's a dream car. So it's crazy that I'm on my dream bike right now and about to do a ride. We got some cinematics and all type of stuff with this and with this. So this is madness. Let's get this going. Bro, it's so insane being behind this car. That's why I was like, I'm always usually the one leading, but I just want to admire this. Feels like it was a few days ago when we were leaving the meet behind this. That was about 2 years ago, believe it or not. The turbos. Dude, there's not one guy on earth that can look at these two vehicles, a Koenigsegg and H2R, and not put a smile on their face.
I don't know that egg pops like that. Yeah, this bike is actually so much lighter without the missing front rotor. And I talked all about that, explaining that in the last video. So if you're still mad about it, go check out that video. You're just soft. Holy duo. Yeah, believe it or not, he's on a higher top speed than me, so... Oh my god, that thing sounds insane. He's done 230 in the Agera RS. I'm still only up to 226. So we need to hit that 230. We need to match that Agera RS. And we were talking, we might go to a designated spot too for proper top speed runs. What a day, dude. It is not every day you get to ride next to an Agera RS. Such a timeless machine. Bro, that car sounds insane. I don't know if you guys are getting all that, but the pops and the bangs that are coming from that car are absolutely nuts. What a duo, man. The carbon wheels on the Koenigsegg look insane. Both vehicles with carbon wheels, full carbon fiber. This is nuts. I can't even talk anymore. What a masterpiece, man. This is so sick. We need to see those vehicles in action. Drop a like and subscribe so we can hopefully set up a day where we can both mob with these vehicles. Imagine that H2R versus Agera RS. That would be so insane. I mean, I have no match when it comes to top speed. That, like, cars, when it comes to top speed, bikes just can't compete at this point, you know? At least not production bikes. I know if you really modify them, you can go past crazy speeds, but it's very different with cars. It's definitely a surreal moment. This thing is so sick. There he goes. Bro, look at this thing! helicopter goes circling for whatever reason. What the hell? So H2R and Agera RS versus helicopter or what? There's no way this is a Hellcat on slicks right here next to us in the same color as the Koenigsegg as we're doing all this. That is just too funny, the odds of that. Yeah, there's definitely a helicopter kind of following us. It's still kind of like going with it. I don't know, the helicopter is spectating or what's going on with that. Let's go. Drink up H2R. The tank was full before the start of this ride. We did one pull and she's out. That's why I can't have a small tank capacity on this thing. The interior looks so insane. Just carbon everything, even the arms for the door. You can tell these are titanium bolts.
Dude, seeing you pull up behind me in the rearview mirror is so menacing.
I didn't do any flybys because I split you guys, but that wasn't like that was just a pull. I'm trying to do like a high speed flyby. Insane. One day we need to set up that day with in the middle of nowhere, you know, the straightaway, and actually, you know, do some pulls with these two. That would be insane. We need to do one of those where we rent out an airstrip at 2. That'd be so much fun. Bring all the toys, all the hyper bikes, hypercars. Woo-wee. That door is so sick too. Oh, it clears that bump really easy. I can tell he has like front lift because the car looks way taller now. Look at this beautiful golden hour. The car actually looks funny now, all lifted with the front lift. Yeah, that thing goes really high up. You wouldn't want to scrape that thing, that's for sure.
You never hear him coming. Oh, it's a helicopter. We beat it. She's back now. Stems went up really high, really quick because I stayed in second gear.
Oh, let's. Oh my god. Money shot.
That's like one of like 5,000.
Problem with the track bike is I don't have headlights. So now I'm on the way back. It's going to be pitch black.
And then this one too.
Oh yeah, the side profile.
Yeah, that one came out good.
This is going to be one for the books. I appreciate every single one of you guys for watching. It's already nighttime. We did the sunset shoot. We rode with the egg. We did some pulls. This thing is amazing. Would love to full on like race these vehicles one day. So that's the ultimate goal. But it's just an honor and, you know, a blessing to ride next to these vehicles on my dream bike. Is kind of a very surreal moment. This is why I love filming, is because I feel like going back to this and watching this, I'm like, we actually did this. You know what I mean? Like the world record Koenigsegg Agera RS and my own personal full carbon H2R, and we mobbed together and we got 6 cinematics and shots. Like moments like this where it's very crazy, and I appreciate every one of you guys for supporting and all that stuff, and I hope you guys are enjoying me sharing this crazy exclusive stuff. But yeah, a long day. I'm gonna ride back at night with no headlights, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I was like, I don't care if I'm cold, I don't care if I'm riding at night, I don't care if I'm starving. We don't get chances like this all the time, so I need to capitalize on this and get as much content as possible for you guys and for myself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I mean, like I said, I feel like any guy seeing these vehicles together should smile. But yeah, drop a like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and ride safe.